Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Welcome. I'm David. This is Warriors of Light Astro Tarot. I'm doing a heart spread this week. This week I'm doing a timeless read. I like to do this once in a while. Looking at the energy of that one that you just can't get off of your mind. And this may not be someone that you're with, or it could not, maybe it's not someone you're ever going to be with, you know. I have this person in mind in a way, and, you know, I'm very happily engaged, and I will be by forever. But these relationships, I think, can teach us a lot, you know, about ourselves and our soul's journey, because, you know, relationships are how we grow in large part in life. So why I like to do relationships readings mostly. So relationships are our soul's work, and something like this, there's a reason why someone, you know, we can't get them off our mind. I'm really not sure how I feel about this reading. I'm just going to have to go into it and see where it goes. It does have the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. It's not reverse. I don't really do the reversal. So, you know, there was a lot of energy in this relationship at one time. It was sexual energy, I think, you know, magnetic attraction energy. But with you coming in with the Fool and then with the Five of Swords, when this relationship started, it could have been an affair, because you being the Fool here, you in this position, this is your energy around this relationship. This is you just kind of not being able to help yourself. So you're really drawn to this person, and I believe it'd be like an instant thing, something visual. Like as soon as you saw them, this is your reading, you were just like, I want me some of that, okay? But with Five of Swords, it's very a defensive energy. Look, he's looking right at you, right into the reading. So you might have been approaching someone that was skeptical, someone that was a little bit cold, a little bit standoffish, a little bit defensive here, in spite of yourself, almost maybe kind of throwing yourself at them. Also, they were someone, this is pretty straight up with the Eight of Pentacles, that was very much into their work, you know, and that's how they reacted to you. You know, you would talk to them, how this would go down. My God, I'm so glad to see you. I missed you so much. How are you doing? And they're like, oh, wow, it's been a long week at work, and working on this new and off and on about their work, you know. And every time you speak, it's like, gosh, I remember how it was the last time we got together, and I really, you know what I mean? And it's like they're responding every time, you know, with something kind of about their work. And, you know, they might have even been almost consciously doing this to kind of like keep a distance between you guys, my sense of it. And, of course, you come in with the Devil, how you're responding to them. So the Fool and the Devil, I mean, that's intensely sexual. It can be toxic. It's you know, it's like, I want this person so bad they could just cut me up in little pieces, and I would be okay with it. I felt like that maybe about my one, you know. I know it's like crazy intense and everything. I don't see how not to read it that way. Now, underneath of your Devil comes the Tower, okay? And what an amazing reading. The Fool, the Devil, and the Tower, okay? Now, this is around this person that's on your mind. I don't think this person is with you, is exactly in your life. They're in your mind. That's kind of what the reading's about. Some of these have run off on their own and reconnected and become like full-blown love readings. But I see this really being your reading. So the Nine of Wands becomes really for you more than about them, because this is advice from Spirit. And even the advice for relationship as a whole, all these three cards become like a three-card reading, which is now advice for you. Not so much in this relationship, Scorpio, but in dealing with your own feelings about this person, about them being the one, right? In Spirit, we're asking, name of light and love, so serves the highest good. Could you help give me some insight here that will help our Scorpios and not simply describe what's happening? So with advice, is when you see the Tower's advice, it's kind of like let the tower fall. It's not, I wouldn't think like, don't worry like a tower is coming. I don't think in the advice it's like that. Really kind of what it probably speaks to is like something happened in this relationship, fell. The tower fell of this relationship. So then the advice is all the classic cliche that every tarot reader says, the tower falls for a reason, is when things aren't working. It's trying to free us up. Really, it's Mars energy. I always think of it as Uranus energy because Uranus is the tower. Uranus is that sudden strike that just tears things apart and breaks things down. And that might have been, that's what that advice is, and it really is good advice. It's like, really, it's when you really get to where spiritually you understand that nothing's an accident and rejection is God's protection, and can get out of this devil energy, which is the opposite. That's the ego energy, that's the toxic energy, the sexual energy. Not that sexual is bad, not that ego is bad, but it's when it's kind of lost and at a lower vibration, and it's not giving witness to spirit and listening, because spirit's always whispering in our ears. No, it just whispers, not in language most often, for most of us, for some of us, but with our life, with events. And so you then begin to see that whatever happened to break this up, it was meant to be. And the Nine of Wands, I think, is about you just putting so much energy into this. And it might have been just energy trying to keep this going. And even after it was over, actually doing things to keep it going. Because remember, wands are actions. So that's not necessarily just sitting around and thinking about, gee, I wish we were back together, or gee, I wonder how my person is doing, and you know, but maybe actually trying to do something. I don't know, driving past their house, or you know, trying to reach out to them or something. Maybe along the lines, we got this devil energy. Could be, you know, sex, where, you know, you throw yourself at them with the Fool, and, you know, you could be physical again. And I just get this sense from them, like they're just sort of not responsive, and they're really dealing with their own stuff. And I kind of had to come to the conclusion with mine, even though she said, I love you, and you mean the world to me, and I know other man like you. She just really didn't love me, not like the way I loved her. And that was probably the hardest thing to accept, the hardest thing to accept. It was the hardest thing to accept. I felt like I could almost accept anything but the truth, and that was the truth. And the truth was, she just wasn't as in love with me nearly as I was in love with her. And, you know, that's maybe how I set myself free when I finally faced up to that. Now, with advice from Spirit also being the Three of Wands, it's really trying to tell you to take this energy of the Nine of Wands. You got one more wand in you. He's a wounded soldier. And, you know, he's going to get up and get back in the fray. He's got one more shot to give in this war. And Spirit's telling you, make that shot, going and looking for something new. Guys, I hate to tell you, if that's not what you want to hear. But really, that's what it is. It's going and looking for something new, and moving on, certainly, and going and looking for something. I mean, whether that's a new relationship, maybe, I don't know, here's them working on their life and their work. Maybe going and working on your life and your work, you know. But it's, you see the back here? Look, the back is to the reading. So that's literally saying, take the action of turning your back on this and moving off, action, movement, moving off into the direction of what you're seeking to find. If it's love, then honestly go seek love, you know, elsewhere. The Three of Wands is my dating site card, by the way. Just saying. So the Strength card as the outcome is beautiful. Whenever I see the Strength, it's a beautiful card here in this Art Nouveau Golden Tarot deck, I should point out. Really is like one of those beautiful Strength cards I've seen. And, you know, this is about you just being strong in yourself, being in command of your own life, comfortable with yourself. And there's a passion to it. You know, compare this with the Devil. So, you know, now you're, you know, never again would you fall like with the Fool. And, you know, anyone in the future, they're going to have to come to you and probably be more in love with you than you are with them, Scorpio.